Hey everyone, how's it going? My name is Zach, and this is the first of my 2017 in review series. I'm going to do one on my YouTube channel. This one is. I'm going to do another on television, another on film, and another one on gaming. And that's kind of the four I'm working with now. I think it would be kind of a cool thing to do each year. Kind of look back on the year as a whole, and when I go into the other categories, it'll be more like my favorites, and looking like actually how many of each thing I finished, stuff like that. This one will just me kind of talking about some highlights throughout the year, videos I put out. I'm not going to go into views so much. It's like, for a YouTube channel, you would think logically that views would equal success. So if I was going to talk about my most successful videos, it would be the ones that got the most views. But honestly, if you look at my most viewed videos right now, my number one is Tuckahoe. My number one and number two are both Tuckahoe reaction videos, I believe. And it's not that those are like my best videos I've done, for sure. It's views sometimes are unpredictable. It's a combination of luck. Sometimes it's because it's a really good video. Sometimes it's just you're lucky you happen to capitalize on the views in some way, and it goes up there. Because I feel like that reaction is one of my more underwhelming reactions. The one that's currently number one right now, King of Masked Singer one. And that's fine. I mean, it was crazy when I saw how many views I was getting, 30,000. Like, it was a video that was in high demand at the time. And that's often, when it comes to reaction videos, it's often the title of the video that gets the views and not necessarily the quality. So I think a lot of my greater videos get less views, which is fine. That's just how it works. I'm not like working the YouTube game perfectly because I'm doing a variety of different things. It's not all focused on one thing. If I did all K-pop videos on this channel, if I did all one specific artist, I think it would be a lot more likely to be successful. It's either that or you do literally everything and anything, which is what a lot of reaction channels do. They'll just react to anything people request. They'll just go through videos like it's nothing, posting 10 videos a day, get them out there, and that's just not what I'm about. And as you're going to discover, I'm going to talk about a lot of videos that aren't even reaction videos, just kind of the highlights of the year. So first, I want to talk about Pentatonic stuff. Outside of the reactions, which I did react to every Pentatonic's music video, every song that came out this year. So that was PTX Volume 4, and then it was a Pentatonic's Christmas Deluxe, plus the music videos that come with those. Not only that, but all the solo members, Avi, Kirsten, Kevin, Superfruit, they all had a lot of solo stuff going on this year, way more than other years. So that was definitely a big part of this year, is me reacting to a lot of Kirsten videos, Kevin, all of them. Superfruit, yeah, a lot. And I've watched all of them except for a couple of Superfruit videos now that I have left over. So yeah, but the three things I wanted to talk about, Pentatonics related, were the three kind of original series that I did. They all kind of fell into this year. Literally January 1st, 2017 is when the Pentatonics Marathon started. And that was me with my friend Ben working through every Pentatonics video chronologically, up to literally number 50 is where we're at right now with the break. And then we were supposed to do one December. He just kind of didn't get back to me, and then he couldn't give me a day. He couldn't give me one day to record. So, unfortunately, I'm always here. I'm willing to do this. I can't control other people to be able to do things. Like, even if I let them pick a day and schedule ahead of time, sometimes people just fall through. So I don't know what's going on with that series. Just being upfront about it. It's like, if there's no communication on the other end, there's nothing I know either. It's a series that depends on another person being there, and that other person knew about it when they started. But alright. Cheers. This one's the 2016. Great year. No, that was an awful year. So a Pentatonics Marathon, that I did so consistently every week pretty much. The first like 7 episodes I did one a day. The first, it was like a week worth of videos, and then after that I did weekly. There were like a couple small breaks in between, and then stopped after 50. But that went on throughout the majority of the year. So that was a big part of 2017 Pentatonics wise for me. Also, the Pentatonics tournament, believe it or not, a lot of that went into early this year. I kind of forgot. I thought it was mostly 2016, but I think it was like episode 12 and beyond were in 2017, around something like that. And it was early on in the year, but yeah, still a good majority of the series was there. But the Pentatonics tournament is kind of a model of something I want to do that adapts creativity and kind of my personality and combines it with a thing that a lot of people are here on this channel for, which is Pentatonics music stuff. Yeah, it was kind of like a middle ground for me. And of the Pentatonics series I've done, it's definitely the least successful in terms of views, which was disappointing. I was hoping there'd be more of support from that, but I did have a dedicated small group of people, like 10 to 20 people that would consistently watch and vote at least. And I forget how many votes I got, but it was at least 20 plus on average, I believe, on each week. So if you haven't, even though you can't vote in the tournament, I'd appreciate it if you went back and checked it out, because I think it offers a little insight into some of the weirdness I can do, and then also pentatonic stuff if you're into that. So yeah, least successful in terms of views, but it really was more creatively satisfying. One of the more creatively satisfying series I've done so far on the channel. And essentially the reality I'm facing with this channel is that I have so many creative ideas. When I say creative, it's not like, oh, they're brilliant ideas, but like creative in that it's from my mind, imaginative. So whether they're good or bad, I have a lot of ideas. And I have lots of plans for bigger and better things in the future, whether it be on this channel or something else. But I've kind of resolved to this channel being all videos that take place kind of me sitting down, essentially, for the most part. Like, generally, I don't have the people or the equipment to go out and do stuff on the field, like short film stuff, I'm kind of confined to this space. But it's like this channel has become me trying to make the most of that confinement. Like, what can I do? I do the reactions, but how can I expand on those? And I mean, I did a video in 2017, an update video, talking about my plans to do analysis videos, which kind of fell through, just kind of got pushed aside in favor of trying to keep up with everything going on both in my life and in the reaction videos I had to do. But analysis videos are still something very much in my mind. It's just whether or not I'll be able to put them in action is a different thing entirely. So, see how that goes. Okay, the last Pentatonic series was the PTX Hunger Games, which did incredibly well. It's, incredibly well on my level, at least. Like, around 1,000 views each video. Like 1,000 view average probably throughout the series, which was only a 6-episode series, but I think that's fine. It was kind of incredible. Like, I told the reactors involved ahead of time, at least a group of them, that I was going to be putting out the series, and they're all involved even though they weren't aware of it beforehand. And I was not expecting to get reactions. I got reactions from every member that was involved in the series, aside for Alex. Sorry, I mean, out of the Pentacon Reactors panel, which is another thing entirely. I'm going to be going to Pentacon this year, and on the Reactors panel, but everyone involved in that panel reacted to it in some shape or form, except for Alex, which was fine, but I mean, that was kind of crazy that many people reacted to it every episode regularly. So that was really a cool moment, and I think that was a part of the year where the community, at least the reactor community, was most united, and they were all it was cool that people could kind of come around this one thing, and everyone's communicating in the comments and stuff. And that was a crazy cool time for the community for sure. And I always love doing community interaction stuff. It's like, but now it's a matter of what can I do? How can I push the envelope? And would people be involved in stuff in the future? Like if I did another Pentatonics tournament-esque, like that kind of style series, would people be involved with it? Would the community get down for that? I don't know. But, I mean, I'll always be thinking of ideas, see what I can do moving forward with stuff like that. Another thing I wanted to talk about before getting into just kind of going throughout the year real quickly is a kind of series that I always try to do. I've tried 3. In modern history, at least, I've tried this 3 times. 3 different series. And basically, what I'm talking about are series where I talk about games I've been playing recently, shows I've been watching, movies I've been watching, stuff like that. I'm trying to work that into a series that makes sense. So the first thing was in 2016 I did a weekly passion series, which is where I would talk about weekly the games I've been playing, the shows I've been watching, the movies I've been watching, and all that. It's called the Weekly Passions. I think that was really cool. There was a thing started around the summertime, I believe, and I had fun with it, but it became a thing where I couldn't keep up with the weekly. It just was, when you make a weekly series, it's hard to keep up. The 2 ones that I was successful with were the marathon and the tournament while they were going on. Then earlier this year I tried Progress Report, which is one where it was more specifically focused on the actual progress I was making, like tracking the progress I was making in games and shows and everything. That didn't last long at all, only a few episodes in that series. And then eventually I came down to Book of Backlog, which was a more imaginative thing where it had books of my backlog of video games, movies, and shows, and I would be trying to work through those through a different selection process. And that actually, as a video series, it lasted 7 episodes, and then I stopped posting. I never officially ended it, but it's kind of unofficially kind of been discontinued. But that was successful in terms of what I set out to do, was to get me to beat more games. And I did beat, I believe, 3 games through that series, which was within a short amount of time. That was another thing that I made that weekly, so that was kind of tough. I just wanted to mention this because I do want to try something like this again, but my idea now is to do a monthly thing. So essentially you would see a video called, maybe I'll even call it In Review. It'll kind of be a spin-off attachment to this thread of videos I'm doing. So like January, it would be a video called January 2018 in review, February 2018 in review, and then in the thumbnail you'd see a bunch of different things from film, games, whatever that I've been into lately, and I just talk about them. It would be a more casual thing. Monthly gives me a little bit more leeway and also allows more variety of content to talk about within that time period. Like sometimes on a weekly series, 2 weeks in a row would be more or less the same kind of thing, and also it's more difficult to keep up with. So maybe this would be a nice middle ground. I think it would be cool kind of staple maybe of the channel to have that going on monthly. But I don't know, let me know what you think, and we'll see how it goes when I try it out. Now just working through the year, kind of I wrote little points as I went through my videos of the year, things I wanted to talk about, different series I tried out. Early in the year, I tried a schedule, which was successful for a time. That was when I was successful for like a month or 2, to be fair. And also, to be fair, I decided to stop doing the schedule before it became like inconsistent or anything. I said that I'm going to take off the schedule because it's not a job of mine, and I need to focus on other stuff. It's kind of overwhelming at times. But during that time, I tried about a variety of content, see what was going on there. So I did, that's when I did progress reports, and then picky eater was something I tried, and this is something that kind of fell flat. It was kind of part of my New Year's resolution to eat more variety of food, because I acknowledge I'm a picky eater. I need to eat more stuff, and that was one that definitely fell through. My other New Year's resolution was to beat or experience more media in general, so video games, TV, and film. And that was one that I actively worked towards throughout the year. So, but on the actual food-based one, it didn't work so much. I was planning on doing Picky Eater regularly. It's crazy how these ideas come up. I was so passionate about that series at the time, and I only did like 3 videos, and then I was like, and then dropped it. So, yeah, that's how, like, people that are creatively minded in that sense, that's how a lot of stuff works, is you're passionate about something really quickly, and then quickly it dies out, and you're passionate about something else. So there was that, and then I also tried under pressure reviews, which is where I set a timer, and I had one take to review whenever I beat a video game, watched a movie, or finished a show. I would set a timer for like 30 seconds, I believe, and just like tried to review it in that time limit. I thought that was kind of fun, actually. I'd be up to doing like more weird, wacky stuff like that in the future, because that's the kind of stuff I'm into. Is just like, what was that? What was even the point in that? But, you know, it was at least a way to, like, in my mind, it was a way to see. You could just go on my channel and it's like, oh, this is the stuff I was watching and finishing around this time. Without having to set aside like 20 minutes to talk about a specific thing at a time. It was just like, quick, boom, 2-minute video, done. Yeah. So that was during the early scheduling time. Then past that, there was a video I really enjoyed that I did. It was top 10 videos for my first year of K-pop. I really like that format. Often I find a lot of the videos where I'm standing, holding the microphone, doing weird stuff, or some of the ones I like how they turn out more than others, which is why I decided to sit for this video. Weird. I should be standing at all times, I guess. Just standing, reacting, hunched over. I really enjoyed that. If you're into K-pop at all, I think that's worth checking out. I was considering doing one. It was around February is when my 1-year anniversary was. So I was considering doing another one. Like almost like an annual thing for K-pop, doing that. So it would be February, I would do another one. But also, there was a good chunk of like 3 or 4 months where I haven't watched any new K-pop. So I don't feel like I have near as much to include in that list. But I don't know, we'll see. And then another K-pop thing I really enjoyed was another one where I was standing and doing that kind of style. And it was a review of the Taeyeon album from 2017, and that's kind of how I plan to do video reviews like that for albums, at least. Fifth Harmony one is still one I need to do a review for that. I'd love to do album reviews more regularly, but obviously I've shown that I'm incapable of doing that, at least thus far. We'll see if I can work something out in the future. Maybe in the summertime it'll be easier. I don't know, it could also be harder. We'll see. Generally, when the summertime comes, it's like I'm a lot more amped to do stuff, but we'll see. Also, a bad thing was Avi leaving Pentatonix. I did a whole video talking about that, and it was like a fresh, like right after watching the video, kind of turned on the camera, and it was like, oh god, just I was real sad about it. But now I'm here. I'm stronger than ever before. One thing I really enjoyed was a video called Our Dream Animal Crossing Game that I did with Luke. It's honestly something we're both very passionate about, Animal Crossing as a series, and I really wanted to do more videos like this. I reached out to him to do a video on Animal Crossing Pocket Camp talking about that, but he couldn't find the time to do that. Again, I can't do anything about that. But I really would love to be able to do more videos like this with guests, just talking about a thing we love, we're both really interested in. I had some other plans for creative, even non-media related discussions I wanted to do. If I had it my way, there was another guest I asked to do a video like this with. It would have been done, edited, and uploaded already if it had been done when we scheduled it for, but that fell through too. Yeah, just to give you a little insight, how many things have fallen through. Oh my god, that's just 3 ideas that I've pitched to people, and they seemed up for it, and they fell through. I can't control it, which sucks because they're good ideas, but they're on the back burner now. Unreliable people. Did a little bit of exploring YouTube this year. It's kind of been fading away. I want to maybe try it again, see if I can reinvent that series. It was a fun one, always a fun one to do because it was just random stuff. And YouTube honestly is something I love, even in that random sense that I can get enjoyment out of any random thing. So that series is best with guests, and my track record with guests now. Worth noting that this year I only had 2 guests the whole year, and that was Ben and Luke, who had already been guests before. If you look back to 2016, it's insane how many. That was like the year of guests. Like that summer especially, I had 4 or 5 guests that summer, and I don't know the exact amount, how many guests I had, but it was a crazy amount. I thought it was a cool kind of theme of my channel that year, was having guests and a lot of different perspectives, and I wanted to keep that moving forward, but stuff's out of my control. It's like I'm kind of isolated out here on my own. I would love to be 2019, let me just tell you that 2019 I'm saying this in 2018, but 2019 I think has potential for it to be a year. Then later in the year I made a website, posted a video talking about that, zacharcher.net. I planned it to do articles reviewing and talking about every film and show I watched and games I finished, because my whole idea was, okay, people come to my channel for music mostly, the views don't lie, so maybe make that more focused on music and then take the other stuff, put it on the website and work on there. Even if people don't read it, it would be something for me to enjoy. But I was really passionate about that, but for some reason I didn't keep up with it. Haven't posted a video in months on that site, or haven't written an article for months on that site. But I also acknowledge that I didn't want to make myself write things on a regular basis. Is just kind of whenever. And the website will more or less act as a hub for all the projects I'm working on, and also be a way that people can contact me if they're because I want to be a video editor after college, and it's nice to have a website you can just redirect people to if I ever get into freelance video editing kind of stuff. Yeah, that's kind of all I had for the year overall, going through the videos. I didn't touch on the specific reactions. There were so many that I did. Really did get through a lot of music this year. A lot of great music. Like I said, a lot of the solo Pentatonics members had a lot of great music. That was a big part of my year. I did still do a good amount of K-pop, especially early on. There was some great stuff, and I did have those two, like I said, those 2 videos I was talking about, the review and the top 10, which I really liked from this year. I'd like to do more stuff like that. And then I had the occasional other music-related reactions that I did as well. So yeah, I just kind of wanted to talk it out. If you have any ideas for stuff I could do moving forward, let me know. If you had any videos you particularly liked this year, let me know as well. I think it would have been cool to see a top 10 videos of my channel, but I'm not full of myself enough to make a top 10 videos of my own videos. And also I was like, ooh, maybe it would be cool if I got someone who watched my videos to do a top 10. But then I think the majority of the people who watch my videos only watch it for a specific kind of thing. So, like, the people who watch it for K-pop don't watch it for other stuff. Who people watch it for Pentatonics don't watch it for other stuff. And so then you don't get an accurate top 10. It's a mess. Ooh, it's a mess. Just know that I have big plans. Like, this is not the end for me. Like, my potential, right down here, but I'll... Oh, yeah. But I'll be all the way up off the charts soon enough. Collaborative efforts and things like that, I think, will help me thrive. I'm going to collaborate with some million subscriber channels and see how it goes from there. Worth noting, since I didn't dedicate a spot for this in the 2017 Year in Review series, there are so many channels I love this year. YouTube, I've watched so many. Blind Wave has been the biggest part, obviously. Not obviously, but if you don't know, I love Blind Wave. They're a model for what a good reaction channel can be, and really it's just, I love their videos. I watch everyone that I can watch, and they've introduced me to so many of the shows that I watched this year and last year. YouTube is a big part of my free time, let's say that much, both making videos, editing videos, and watching videos. So yeah, that's it, I guess. That's been me for 2017. We'll see how 2018 awaits and how it awaits me. Almost forgot. Ask me anything. This is the very end of the year, where literally you can go to zacharcher.net/AMA. Ask me anything your heart desires. Anything. You can send as many emails as you want. It goes directly to my email through there. And nothing's off limits. Obviously, I reserve the right to not answer a question, but more or less I'm willing to answer anything, like even if it's incriminating, even if it's controversial or personal. I'm an open book, and I think it's a part of my personality that I've come to embrace recently, in recent years, where I've come to learn that, like, small, stupid stuff doesn't matter. Like, I can tell you weirdly personal stuff about me, and it won't have, consequences are, like, as